Yo, what's up, guys? It's King Sean here, and the Commanders' third preseason game is about to conclude. As you can see on my screen, the game is still going on while I'm recording this video. It's 27-3. Third, fourth stringers are out there. It's not looking good. It hasn't looked good all game long, so I felt like, you know what? Why wait till the end of the game to record this video? I might as well record it now because at this point, I'm not taking any more notes. This game has been awful, super awful for us. And you know, it's the preseason. That's what I always tell y'all. It's the preseason, and we have our backups out there, guys that won't even make the team, right? Fourth stringers, third stringers, like these guys will not be making the team. And 33 players did not play today. 33 guys did not play today, so you always have to take that into consideration. But it was just bad today on all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. And I'm going to break it down all right now because it was certainly a rough day, and this game pretty much looked exactly like the first preseason game against the Patriots. Super, super sloppy. So I still have the game onto the side. Fourth quarter is about to begin. The third quarter just ended. But I still have it on the side, if anything happens. But, I'm barely even watching right now. But Sam Hartman, he got the start today. He played a half. And right now, Josh Johnson, he's playing the other half. And, man, Hartman, he's not an NFL quarterback, man. He's so bad. Oh, my gosh. Sam Hartman is so, so bad. I mean, the first interception he threw, it was a tip. Actually, I think the pick six was his first interception. I can't quite remember, but I mean, both interceptions were just bad. But the pick six, man, I mean, I don't know what he was doing there. It was a bad read, a bad throw. I mean, it was a terrible decision by Sam Hartman. And then the other interception he threw, it was a tip ball intended for Jacoby Jones, but still, man, two interceptions is not good. And then the fumble he had, I thought that was an interception because, I mean, the ball came out of his hands. I guess he wasn't throwing forward since, it ended up as a fumble, right? Because the defender literally caught it in the air, not when the ball hit the ground, right? But 3 turnovers on the day for Sam Hartman, that is not good whatsoever. I mean, he was horrible, and it's really not fair to evaluate the receivers with the quarterback play we have out there. I mean, Josh Johnson hasn't been much better too. Right now, he's 3 for 7 for 27 yards. He hasn't been great, so it's like been this all preseason long. We can't get true evaluations of guys like Luke McCaffrey, guys like Ben Sinnott, guys like Jacoby Jones, Ja'Cory Brooks, Michael Gallup, KJ Osborne because of the QB play out there. So I do feel bad for those guys because, man, Sam Hartman, he's terrible, and Josh Johnson, he hasn't been much better. Right now, if it were up to me, I'd only keep 2 quarterbacks because, I mean, the performances from Hartman and Johnson has been very underwhelming. Now, I feel like they'll still keep 3 quarterbacks, and I'll probably have that in my 53-man roster prediction, which I will be releasing on Monday before cut down day on Tuesday. Yeah, I think they'll probably keep 3 quarterbacks, and if they do keep a third quarterback, it'll probably be Josh Johnson. I don't see Sam Hartman making the roster. I don't even see him being back on the practice squad, maybe because he's Jaden's buddy, but, like, he's so bad that I don't even know if him being Jaden's friend will be enough for him to make the practice squad. So Sam Hartman, he's been very bad, and if they do keep a third quarterback, it'll probably be Josh Johnson, who has been much better, but he's a veteran, and he has been a little bit better than Sam Hartman. Let's get to the run game. I thought Chris Rodriguez looked really good in the first quarter of the game. That's really all he played, actually. He had 5 carries for 34 yards. What is that? That may be just under 7 yards a carry, but he looked really good. And by the way, Brandon Coleman, he was on the field for the first drive, which is interesting because he was listed on the inactives list for this game. He was among the 33 players inactive. However, he did play, and he looked really good when he was out there, man. I think he was only out there for like the first 1 or 2 drives. Pretty sure it was the first 2 drives, but, man, he looked really good in the run blocking game and the pass blocking game, man. So I feel like as long as Brandon Coleman stays healthy, he's going to be really, really good for us at O-line, at guard, right? So I'm super excited to watch Coleman this season. The rest of the run game was pretty much non-existent, but that's mostly because, I mean, you had Dimitri Fell and Cass Allen in, and then after the 2s came out at O-line, the rest of the O-line, like the 3s and 4s, were just bad. So the run blocking was bad after the first quarter, but I do like what I saw from Coleman and Chris Rodriguez Jr. early on in the game. Moving on to the receivers, again, like I mentioned, with the quarterbacks, when I was talking about the quarterbacks, it's really hard to evaluate these receivers because the quarterback play has been so bad between Johnson and Hartman. But Kolesniakoff, he had a 52-yard catch and run on a pass down the seam from Sam Hartman. It was really good. He actually looked pretty fast on that play, Kolesniakoff did, so was impressed with him on that. We'll see if we keep a fourth tight end. I'm still, going through, my roster prediction, and I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to keep Kolesniakoff. I feel like he will make the roster because of what he provides on special teams. He's really good on special teams. Lou McCaffrey, he didn't do much. 3 catches, 23 yards, or 5 catches, 23 yards, sorry. Michael Gallup, 2 catches, 13 yards. KJ Osborne had 2 catches, and Ja'Cory Brooks had 2 catches as well. So, again, receivers didn't do much today, but again, got to take into account the QB play has been awful. Will we keep a receiver 6? To me, I don't think so. I feel like nobody has stepped up enough for us to keep a receiver 6. We'll probably keep a couple guys on the practice squad, but to me, there is no point of keeping a 6th receiver. Moving on to the defense, and defense wasn't great. I mean, they're allowing 30 points right now, right? The game isn't over. We have 9 minutes to go, 9.5 minutes to go in the game. There were some guys that stood out, though. I feel like the linebackers weren't bad today. I thought Ale Cajo had a really solid day. He made a bunch of big tackles. I feel like he's a prime candidate to make the practice squad. I feel like he has his job or his spot on the practice squad locked in. Jordan McGee, he played today. Him, Coleman, and Baptiste played in today's game, and I feel like that's because they didn't practice for the majority of camp and did not play in the first 2 preseason games. So I feel like they wanted to get those guys out there, get their feet wet, and that's exactly what they did. And I thought McGee looked pretty solid on the first drive, had a couple nice run stops, was flying around, looked aggressive. Thought he looked pretty solid for the most part. So he's gonna be a pick. He's gonna be a big part to our defense this year. Cam Adrano thought he looked pretty good for the most part. Didn't really see him make a lot of mistakes. Tyler Owens, he had really good coverage on this one deep pass from, pretty sure it was Lurie, or I'm pretty sure it was Cooper Rush, actually. Cooper Rush. That's honestly about it for those who stood out. Again, the defense wasn't great. Like, the depth is just not great on this team. Like, it's not great. And we're in year 2 of this recalibration, right, of Adam Peters, of Dan Quinn, right? So it's going to take us a minute to build up our depth. But right now, the back end of our roster is just not great. And this is probably going to be one of, if not the easiest cut down day ever. Like, I feel like they already have a great feeling of who's going to make the roster and who is getting up out of here, because it wasn't a great day. Carlin Biggers, he was not good again today. I've been disappointed with Eddie Goldman. I still think he makes the roster, but I've been disappointed with him. Thought Sheldon Day was decent. Didn't notice much from Johnny Newton, and then everybody else didn't really notice a bunch from those guys. Carlin Biggers, he sucks. I mean, he wasn't good again today, so that's really about it. Josh Johnson, he just threw an interception in the red zone. We were about to score there. It's 30-3. I mean, again, neither of these quarterbacks, like, if we have to come down to our third quarterback on game day, then the game is lost at that point, right? Like, we never want to come to that point, and I feel like we never will. We never will. So that's why I'm not tripping about QBs. I'm not tripping about keeping 3 QBs, because we're probably never going to have to come down to having to put our third QB in the game, right? It's Jaden Daniels, it's Marcus Mariota. I'm confident in those guys staying healthy. Although Jaden got nicked up, obviously the rib injury last year. Marcus Mariota, he's dealt with some injuries during training camp this year and last year, but he stayed healthy throughout the regular season, right? So I'm not tripping about keeping a third QB, because right now, Josh Johnson and Sam Hartman, they both aren't good. Matt Gay missed a 53-yard field goal. Come on, Matt Gay. Like, do we need to bring in another kicker? I feel like we do at this point, because he missed a long kick, 49 yards versus the Patriots first preseason game. Now you come back, last preseason game, miss a 53-yarder. Can't do that, man. Now, he did make his 45-yard field goal later on in the game today, but still, man, I mean, we paid you the most guaranteed money for a kicker on a 1-year deal. You got to work out, because I don't know if they're going to bring in competition. So, come regular season, if they don't bring in competition, you got to lock in, because you can't be missing 53-yard field goals. That's a kick that all kickers should be able to make in today's NFL. So, Hopefully Matt Gay locks in, but me personally, I'd probably bring in competition. But that's it for today's video. The Commanders' third and final preseason game. I mean, it's definitely not ideal that we got blown out in every single preseason game. I guess the Bengals game, was kind of close, 31-17. But our starters and second stringers were in longer, which is why we didn't get blown out in that game. But this preseason has definitely revealed that our depth just isn't amazing right now. But again, second year of a recalibration. It's going to take us another year or two to get our depth up for sure. But that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're not already subbed up. Turn on notifications. Comment down below your thoughts on today's preseason game against the Patriots. Or not the Patriots, sorry, the Ravens. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.